Hi everyone, welcome back to day 29th of the 100 Day Heal Your Inner Child series. And today we're going to talk about fear. So, we will do an exercise to release this inner child fear as well. However, let's start with some background to what it really means and why we're doing this exercise today. Now, what is fear? What happens is when we are growing, we all know the emotion of fear, right? Something we get uncomfortable with, and then that kind of creates this doubt in us, anxiety in us about how things might not go the way we like, right? So there can be known fears, there can be unknown fears, and it's also something that is passed on to us via people, family, friends, circumstances. Also, when we witness other people, there's certain fears. Looking at that, it comes to us, right? So there are different ways in which we fears are absorbed. Okay, especially and of course, when I'm talking about absorbing fears, I'm talking about the inner child absorbing fears, right? Of course. Now, having said that, why is it important for the inner child fear for us to understand the fears of the inner child? Now, go back to your childhood, right? There are certain instances, right, where we are scared either to talk about our fears, even with our peers, okay, in the garb of, not garb, but in the, again, the fear, we don't talk about fears because we fear judgment. Yeah. We fear backlash, right? Also, if you talk about the evolutionary fear of being boycotted, like when we were growing, when we were, like when we were a tribe, right? If we went against the tribe, right? Or if we said something that um, offended the group, there was a very high chance of you being thrown out of the group. And if you are thrown out of the group, what's happening, right? Evolutionary, you are in the jungle, and without the group, you are basically left to die on your own, right? It's difficult to survive on your own, right? So that fear of survival is definitely something within all of our bodies. Okay, our bodies are created for survival, right? So there is an intrinsic fear of survival in all of us. Okay, so imagine all of that is already there in our body, and then you are a little child that is helpless. Literally, a human baby is helpless till the age of, I don't know, 7, 8, 10, right? They can't, even after 10, like even till 25, 30, people are human children are fending for themselves, isn't it? Um, so so imagine, those vulnerable years till the age of 10, you literally are dependent on your caretaker to take care of you, to house you, to feed you, to clothe you, right? So now all of that, right, along with the fear of, say, not being able to speak up, or you are so scared of crowds, you're not able to go on stage, right? You are not able to write well for whatever reason, right? And now these things you cannot tell your, like, even if your peers notice, you can't tell your parents, because then you think you'll disappoint your parents. You can't share it with someone else, another adult. You can't trust anyone because they'll come and tell your parents. And so what happens is those fears, when this inner child, when this little child doesn't get a safe space to talk about their fears, right? What happens is this fear gets internalized, right? Internalized as self-doubt, internalized as anxiety, and internalized as so many things. Again, it depends on how you grew up, what environment you grew up in. What were your experiences, and then accordingly those fears will transform into various things in your body. Obviously it can also lead to getting stored in your different organs. Okay, so like kidneys are definitely one of the body parts that store the energy, the emotion of fear. So you can develop something around kidneys as well later on in your adulthood. Okay, so um so yeah, emotions do get stored in our bodies as well, right? So, what are we doing here? We are basically today addressing this emotion, which is very profound, right? All of us, and even adults, as adults, we are not able to share our feelings with so many people, right? We're still scared to say something to our boss. We are still scared to say something to our mother. We are still scared to say something to our partner, right? And this vicious cycle that continues, right? So it's very, if that inner child did not get a safe space to talk about their fears, this pattern will continue in various forms in different areas of your life. Okay, it's very important for us to give that safe space and to get this emotion out, so that actually, when you do that, when you actually are able to speak out, or you're able to talk about your fears, you end up transmuting that fear into courage, into resilience, right? And what happens is that then you also learn a way of life. So when you grow up and certain situations come in your life, since you've already worked on this fear, right? Whatever fear was there, now you know how to transmute these emotions. And now you're able to become a much more well versed, all rounded adult who is able to face situations in a much more healthier manner than you would have with all the suppressed anger, anxiety, self-doubt, all of that, which came up because of unreleased fears, right? So that's why we have to focus on the emotion of fear. And what happens is, even with the known fears, if you're not able to address them, unknown fears become even more rampant, isn't it? Because certain emotions you are already scared of and you're not sure how to work on it, how to address them. So now what happens is, since that you let go of that power there when it comes to known fears, you also let go of your power when it comes to unknown fears. And so you kind of invite more uncertainty in your life, because you've surrendered to one. You're not surrendered. You've have unaddressed emotions in one area of your life. That's why I say, if you start working on one area, any one area of your life, there will be knots unraveling in other areas also, and other areas will also start to become better. That's why I say, just take one step towards whatever it is that you want to start working on, and you'll see a difference. You'll see a positive change in every area. Yeah. Okay, having said that, let's dive into today's exercise. Just relax and sit comfortably wherever you can. Take a three long, deep breaths. Sit in a comfortable space. Please do not be moving, and definitely not be driving. And allow your body to soften. And as you relax, now allow and imagine roots to grow from your feet down into the earth, grounding and stabilizing you. And as you feel grounded and relaxed wherever you are, imagine your inner child right in front of you. Notice their posture, their eyes, their expression. See the fear they carry. See all the fears they may carry. Yeah. And imagine or visualize this fear as a dark cloud, okay, or a heavy weight, or some sort of a, whatever visual you want to give it. And then gently ask your inner child, what are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? Listen with compassion and without any judgment, okay? Let them show you the fear in whatever form it appears, right? Because, for that child, there could be a fear of, somebody in the closet. And that fear, today could become a financial fear for you. It could become a fear, as an adult, it could become a fear of never being happy. It could be a fear of never, being taken care of, anything. So acknowledge that fear of, in the darkness in the cupboard. What does it really mean? Yeah. Let the inner child show you the fear in whatever form it appears. Be open, okay? And try to understand this inner child. This inner child is you. You'll understand your fears. And when you acknowledge your fears, you'll start to see the change right there. Place your hands over your heart and imagine a warm, protective light surrounding you and your inner child. And say softly again, repeat, I'm here with you. You are safe. You do not have to carry this fear anymore. Let's work with just one fear today. And of course, keep doing this exercise to bring out as many emotions as you want. You can even make a list of all the fears that are coming out, and that's absolutely fine. Please try and test all the methods and see what works for you, and then do that. Okay? There's no hard and fast rule. It's all very malleable. So see what works for you and go with that. Because we all will connect with our inner children in a different way. And whatever is most authentic for you, please go with that. Now, as you've, surrounded yourself with this protective light, visualize the fear, right? In whatever shape, form, or color you saw, slowly lifting like a mist, right? Evaporating, or leaves floating away on a stream, right? With each breath, now breathe with your inner child. See your inner child letting go of what no longer serves them. Let go of all the fear. You can even imagine a balloon, that goes up in the sky, that helium balloon. So imagine like this, all of this fear is in the balloon, and you just release the balloon, and the balloon is going up. And as the balloon goes up and up and up and higher up, just feel the lightness more and more, free more and more. And now imagine the inner child standing taller, smiling or embracing you, feeling lighter, feeling the courage, feeling the strength. Yeah. Just feel this feeling with the inner child. Feel that strength within your heart as well, and within your inner child's heart also. Feel your inner child in your heart. And just coordinate your heartbeats together, right? Breathing together. Stay in this feeling for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour, whatever is right for you. And then I want you to write down the fear your inner child released today. Write it down. Yeah. And you can reflect on these three questions. The first one, how do I feel now that this fear has lifted? How do I feel now that the fear has lifted? Second would be, what new choices of possibilities open up for me today? What new choices or possibilities open up for me today? And number three, how can I continue to support my inner child in feeling safe and empowered? Yeah. Again, take your time, answer these questions as long or as short as you want. And then take a deep breath in, gently open your eyes. And I want you to carry this feeling of strength, courage, and freedom with you today, okay? As you've lifted this fear from your inner child's chest, from your chest, you've also let go of that fear from your adult life. Remember that, okay? And as many fears as you let go of, you allow that part of you, that power of you to come back to you, right? You become the source of strength for yourself and for your inner child. Yeah. So do this today, and I'm sure you'll feel a massive change, massive positive change. Yeah. So that's all for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Signing off, Anisha Dutt from Zaria.